Hello and welcome to the Borderlands by Night for our level 2 episode of I didn't name it, did I, in the first one? Let's call it Purple Does Potions. Seems appropriate enough. I'll just make a note of that. Okay, so I had noted to show you the skills section, which I didn't show in the first one. Because they are an intelligence class, the Alchemist gets a heck of a lot of points to invest. So they've got all manner of skills. I just basically put points into everything that was a class skill, and they do get a whole load of stuff in here. UMD. UMD actually comes in a lot more handy than you'd think. You'd think that because they natively have spells for restoration and all this kind of stuff, you might not need to use too much UMD. But the truth of it seems to be that scrolls are a lot less painful in many situations if you want to quickly remove like neg levels and that kind of thing. So I can see that still being useful. Spellcraft, obviously. Search and spot might be decent for secret doors down the line, so put some in there. Heal is obvious. Haggle, because I had nowhere else to put the extra point. Diplomacy and bluff are class skills, they could come in situationally handy. And balance as well. So we've got a plethora of nice skills to put stuff into, but I guess the main two there are spellcraft and heal, and probably UMD as well. That's three. Okay, so that's the skills. Just a word on this reaction business and the state of the Alchemist in general. I'm led to believe that this is one of the least played classes in the game, and I'm guessing that's probably for two reasons. First, because I think it's still pay to play, as in you've got to spend DDO points to unlock the class. Do I think it's worth doing? I guess that depends on your preferred play style, but it is quite a versatile class. You can certainly marry up with, say, the Inquisitive tree to make a very decent ranged character using the Alchemist enhancements. And as a caster, as a AoE damage dealer, it's right up there with the best, in my opinion, although the naysayers would say it's a fairly clunky playstyle compared to some. For the best thing I can say about it is if I didn't have a main as a caster druid, then this is what I would have gone for, because it really has everything. It has a big AoE heal that it can use. It has massive AoE damage, evasion, all the buffs you could possibly want. And if you get good at it, which I hasten to add I am not, you can manipulate these reaction states. You might have heard people talk about a reaction spike to trigger huge damage in is it a 10-15 second window of opportunity that those spikes create. And if you launch a couple of multivials into a room of opponents when you've got one of those things going, I dare say nothing will survive. So yeah, lots of potential for the build, but yeah, I'm guessing that the combination of being pay to play and this reaction state mechanic, add to that the slightly clunky nature of the bottle throwing, maybe that might be enough to put a number of people off. But I've played it before. I've done 3 lives of it on my main character and I thoroughly enjoyed them, so I hope to show some of that as we go through this life, and then maybe you can make your own mind up on what you think of the class. Of course, we're going to be doing the caster side of things. I do have a ranged character, a bow user, but that would be like watching paint dry to watch me level one of those things, and it would be as painful to play as it would be to watch. So as far as I'm concerned, that's just a no-no. The only ranged I see us ever doing on this channel would be some kind of inquisitive build, but I'm guessing most people have seen and played those until they're blue in the face anyway, so I don't think that would be particularly interesting to most of you. Indeed, my ranged character does level as an inquisitive just because it's simpler and easier than sort of running around for half an hour, plink, plink, plinking the opponents down one by one. Right, I've gone somewhat off the track here, haven't I? Okay, weapon and gear have been replaced. I don't know why I bothered replacing the falchion because I think, if memory serves, all the way from 1 to 10 now, the dice are the same, I think, for the weapons. Now we've had this streamline thing come in, so the only extra thing we've got there is Ghost Touch, and I certainly don't plan to play on Reaper until we've got some decent spells going on. I've learnt my lesson from the hammerings taken in past lives. We've added some level 2 gear, a bit of healing amp there on the gloves, the radiance is redundant, a little bit of sheltering on the ring for PRR and MRR. That came from one of the Korthos quests, which we've now completed. 5 extra hit points, well, every little counts. Feather fall on the cloak. The intelligence will help us too, as we're in intelligence class. Standard caster's trinket, the runic trinket, and you can see the damage on there. The red area is permanent damage from having it repaired, and one of you recommended to me to bind it at the Stone of Change in the marketplace, which I did, and that prevents any further occurrence of this red damage, because it makes it bound to character, and bound to character things, as I understand it, can't be subject to that damage. Con and charisma. The charisma's a bit redundant, but the con comes in handy. For the moment, spell sight not particularly useful, if at all, because we're swinging a weapon, but the intelligence will help us. That'll be an extra 1 to hit for our falchion attacks, as we are now using the strategic combat one from Harper Tree, so intelligence modifier to hit with melee weapons instead of strength, which would have been the default. Our strength is a bit garbage, but intelligence, so we've got an extra 6 over what we would have had before, so we should be seeing less misses now, which is nice. For those of you interested and who don't know, the Alchemist Past Life gives a transmutation DC, which is utterly useless to Purple's end game Warlock build, but that's not really why we're doing it. I suppose we're going slowly towards completionist, as this journey has kind of become a bit of a crusade towards that. Speaking of past lives, for a rescued bank character, he's not doing too badly now. Can I see? Yeah, so these are the epic past lives he's picked up. I went for 3, and I would recommend you to do the same if you're building up a character. 3 of each of the main ones that you see yourself using in your end build, if you do have an end build in mind. So Purple's tanky Warlocks using Brace for saves. That's pretty much one that you could say from the divine past life choice that would help any character 3 on all saves. So I would strongly recommend that one if you're undecided what to take from the divine sphere. Colours of the Queen, I think that's the standard one to go to on a caster. Chance to trigger some other random effects. Energy criticals, again a standard one for casters. Extra critical chance with the standard stuff, acid, cold, electric, blah blah. And skill mastery, because there's nothing better really for a caster in the martial side of things. Also, in Purple's case, it's giving him +3. Well, +3 skills it means +3 intimidate as well, which is important for him as a warlock tank. Having capped out those 4, I started diversifying into the melee side of things, because we've got quite a few melee lives to do. So we've got 3 double strike and now 1 ancient power, because the majority, if not all, of the melee lives we've got to do are going to be two-handed. I think we've got rogue, which I'll do as a stick build, paladin, fighter, barbarian, everything's going to be two-handed. So having 3 stacks of that ancient power, I can see that being very appealing. And just to look at all this is quite nice too. When I rescued him from the bank character that he was, I think he had 1 paladin, which we haven't shown on the channel. He had that before, and 1 cleric. Lord knows what he was doing for that. I just don't know. That's why we haven't shown either of those 2. I do plan to show a paladin. The cleric, I don't think I will, unless somebody's got a particularly interesting cleric build, because I would probably do it very similar to the favoured soul that we did. And whilst I thoroughly enjoyed that, it's just going to be sort of more of the same, almost the same spells and the same approach. So I would need to come up with something different to justify doing that. The Storm Singer, obviously, we've done. The Blightcaster, Favoured Soul, Monk, Ranger, Tempest was the last one. And what's that there? Does that mean we have proficiency now with these things? Oh no, bonus. Oh, it's a bonus on all the ranged attacks, isn't it? Or should we say all the ranged bow attacks? Looking at that. Okay. Warlock 3 times, as that's his end build, which isn't bad. That gives us 9 magical resistance rating, not terrible. And the Wizard Eldritch Knight we've done. So we've come on quite a journey already. I think that's quite nice. Racial past life dwarf. Whenever I do a warlock life now, I'm obviously going to be accumulating racials, because the warlock lives are already complete. So dwarf is a particularly interesting one for a constitution tank build, as the second racial in that will give a con point. So that's why I went dwarf the last time around. I think that's just about it for the waffle. I was thinking of trying to do a run through the Borderlands. I'll take Byron with me in a serious break from tradition. I've picked up all the quests. Now Byron, the problem with him is obviously he's a warforged, and my healing bottles are struggling to do very much, if anything, to heal him. So the priority, I think, is going to be to knock the things down with this fine dust and see if we can make capital without taking much, if any, damage in return. I think that's going to be the play. I've been really impressed. I mean, you can see there it's on a 20 reflex save, which is hardly amazing, is it? I suppose for level 1, 2, it's not that terrible for level 1 and 2 content, but it's been doing really nicely. No complaints at all on that. Our damage swinging the weapon is pretty mediocre, but at least we're hitting more often. Now the way we've come at this, we're going to be doing the toughest one first. So if we can get this one done, I think we can probably have a good shot at the whole chain. Mustn't forget my boost, power boost, as I did criminally last time. Is that everything that we needed? Oh no, the boots. Okay. Now Byron, I think I'll set him to defend me. I would like me to take more of the attacks than he might, because... Oh, look at that. Look at that. Dust for the win. That was really good. It only lasts about 6 seconds, so let's throw it down again. It is very close range, and Byron's health is going down already quite dramatically, so that's not great. but we'll take advantage of him while we've got him. I'm going the wrong way there, aren't I? He does significantly more damage than I do. My plan is to try and economize the spell points and only use the dust when we've got like a big group of stuff to throw down. Actually, I could save more spell points by taking quicken off that for now, couldn't I? But I don't know if that's a good idea. We'll do it if we absolutely have to. Okay, let's make a big group of all this stuff. Oh, Byron's wandered off, that's not good. We're going to have to go and help him out. Or is he he's come back to us now? Must try and remember not to move about too much while I'm doing this swinging. I think Byron might have just healed me. Yeah, he's healing himself, bless him. Oh, good for him. Not sure where that ice came from. I'm not using a weapon with any cold attached. Oh, no, oh, it might have been the... No, we're not doing colours of the Queen, are we? I've no idea where the ice came from. That was a weird one. As mentioned, we're going to save our dust for the times when we've got big packs of stuff, and there will be some of those in this quest for sure. Let's test our heal out. 23, that's not... Well, it was good for me. It gave Byron 3, didn't it? So yeah, the onus is on him to heal himself. I did have him on attack on the red thing, attack everything, but I think then he probably would already be dead having that. I think this is going to be a very good spot for the both the boost and the dust. Let's get everybody in. It does need to be close range, by the way, the dust. I've tested it further away and it just doesn't seem to do a lot, if anything. But look at that, close in, look what it did there. It gives you a nice bit of respite from the hungry hordes. Oh, come on. Even just that 5 DR on this Cannith crafted armour is helping us to take little or no damage. Thoroughly recommend crafting, if you're into TRing, a beginning robe, or... Well, a robe is more flexible because anybody can wear it. Obviously the light and medium and heavy are more limited who can wear them. But those first couple of levels with that 5 DR, it's a nice little crutch to lean on.
Whispery voices call to you. You shouldn't be here.
Still looking for that that page, that missing page. There's a good chance, knowing me, I might have run past it. Oh, my glasses, that's why I can see the secret door. True seeing and a little bonus to UMD there, plus the Master's Gift for some XP. Nice item to start with. don't see us cornering the boss once he gets to a certain level. He tries to run away. Now, I have killed him in the past with my little dart, but I don't see that happening again. Although we do have intelligence to hit, don't we? Oh, he cornered him. Got him. Nice. That's a first. Normally he always tries to get out and run away. Not this time, son. Not this time. So still looking around for the missing codex page, which is happily there. The longer we went without finding it, the more I was thinking, oh, you've gone and left it behind somewhere. Mythic boot boost. Do I have anything with a mythic boot boost to start with? Yes, I think these do have that, don't they? Yeah, so I don't want that. I've been passing the coins for the festival event to our resident coin collector in the bear party. In fact, I should have... I usually trot some of the cookies out, don't I? Just to give us a bit of a boost. One-shotting Reapers and that where needed. The Dragon Breath one I remember was particularly fun last time we tried that kind of thing. I think I pressed the wrong key in front of a group of opponents and everything just got vaporized.
You can see Knoll guards ahead, blocking the entrance to their camp. Just as you brace yourself for a fight, another Knoll calls out to you in a shrill voice. Eula Bloodgleam, daughter of the Knoll chieftain,
Okay, let's put
has
some
given
speed
you a
on.
charm of evil chaos to help you infiltrate the camp. She and the Knoll Outlanders want to leave the Borderlands.
You there! If you're
I always
looking
miss
for a way
something in here.
inside,
Forget
I've
to
got
speak to
just
somebody
the
or
thing.
do
But I
something
might
out of
need
order.
something myself.
Oros Sandcloak lets you in on a secret. Chief Bloodgleam has been lying to the Outlanders about sending their comrades to join the cult.
So let's go and
You
see
can
the
prove
chief.
The Outlanders are being killed as sacrifices instead. It will destroy their loyalty to the chief.
That rallying cry is our little sprint boost from a purple dragon past life. Quite handy, but if you happen to be using a different toggle from your iconic past lives, such as the Morning Lord plus 30 light and alignment spell power, or the Deep Gnome 3 illusion DC and 15 acid spell power. But do bear in mind that while that's on cooldown, that sprint boost, your chosen toggle is not working, is not giving you its bonus. So for that reason, many people choose not to use the PDK sprint boost. Happily for us, we don't have any other iconic past lives, so that one gets used as and when we need it. The nice thing about it is it triggers on your party members who are close by as well. What did I not do? Oh, I didn't bring Culver's lucky rat bone, did I? So I have another chance to show you the sprint boost. Speaking of sprint boost, the Alchemist gets that along with a whole host of other stuff, the smoke bomb and all sorts of good stuff they get. I hope to be able to make use of and show at least some of them.
To turn against Chief Bloodgleam and her cultists. You've convinced members of the tribe to turn against the cult of evil chaos and found proof that Chief Bloodgleam has been lying about sending the Outlanders to work with the cultists. This should be more than enough
I'll try to
create
talk
an
a little bit
uprising
more
in
about
the
this
North
reaction
Chief
business
Bloodlink bellows
at the
the
time
crowd.
when we actually come to
You would
use it,
trust this outsider over your own
i.e. when we
chief?
start casting
Have you
spells,
forgotten everything the cult has
how
done
it
for you
works
idiots?
and what it can
The
do for us.
Outlanders seem to reconsider, but you have something that will convince them. You hold up Gravemaw's bloody ring and reveal that you found it in the chief's shrine.
Chief said Gravemaw joined the cult!
See, it's got a very high success rate at this level, that dust. Watch this now. Look at that, all on the floor. Beautiful.
You think you've won against the onslaught of Knoll cultists. Another wave floods in.
I think a good couple went down there as well. And it does give you a nice little window of opportunity to get the job done.
Cultist remains standing.
Obviously it would be hopeless against Reapers, but we're not playing against Reapers, so happy days.
Those fools! I can't believe they took the bait!
Eula stands beside Oro, who laughs with her. There must be more to these two than it initially seemed. With Chief Bloodgleam and the other cultists
I think
out
we
of
might
the
be able
way,
to get in and...
Eula
Oh
and
no,
Oro can finally
we do
escape
get
in
a
the wilds
spell
together.
to melt
As they
locks,
turn
as
to
it's
leave,
called,
Eula
later on,
tells
but at
you
the
to
moment we
hold on to
can't.
the charm of evil chaos she gave you, in case you need help defeating the rest of the cult.
Okay, where do I go from here? Down there. And Byron, as recommended, has proven himself more than useful. So thanks to the person or persons who gave me that little tip. Now which way do we
You
go
enter
here?
the
Is it down
caves,
there?
determined to eliminate another threat
Nope.
to the residents of the keep.
That boost, by the way, in case you were wondering, is coming out of the human tree. He has a couple of racial points. Oh god, can we not reach this guy?
As the last goblin dies, you notice
He has a
something
couple of
glimmering in
racial
debris
points
under
from the
makeshift
store
wooden walkway.
when that 2 AP thing went on sale, so at the moment we just have the one in the human tree, which is a handy 20 action boost to melee power for us when we hit that. I think you can actually choose that. I think it's a multi-selector, so when we change to casting we can get one for spell power the same. I'm pretty sure of that. So I should remember to swap that when we get there.
The lock on this stout door does not look pickable. The guardroom door opens with the squeal of metal on metal, rousing the guards on the far
See,
side.
they hit us there for a crit and they still only did 4 damage. So that DR5 is really proving its worth. Even on, look, rats down, no problem with the dust. Spiders the same. So it really is a big help when you're starting out as an alchemist. If you hadn't tested this before, I definitely encourage you to try. If you're one like me who's been struggling in the early levels. And we've got an annoying archer over there. Let's bring you into the mix, I think. Is he gone? Okay. There's just one guy down here, isn't it?
the door opens, a small goblin cries out.
Me, Chief, now!
Yeah.
You go away!
The goblin falls. Looking around, you spot an iron key in the back of the chamber.
Incoming. Oh, I'm not. Maybe I needed to target the opponents. My dust seemed to go missing there. That was better.
This heavy
And this
iron
could be a
bound
good
door
use for the dust
is
as
fitted
well.
with an unpickable magical lock. The door swings open on well-oiled hinges. Starting
Happy
in the
days,
hallway
look at
on the
that.
far side.
I've not had so much fun with a spell since I discovered colour spray at level 1. I think initially the warlock didn't have it, and then they gave it to them, and I was colour spraying everything lower down the levels
You hear the sounds of guttural chanting coming
to
from
get
the
pretty
chamber
much the
ahead.
same result as we're seeing here. That is really, really effective, isn't it? And the biggest problem when you're down at these low levels is getting overwhelmed by these groups.
Perhaps the magical runes on the wall are the key to opening it.
Okay, do we need to rebuff? Yeah, I think we do. And just like that, half of them were on the floor. However, the lag has its way. Where's Byron? I am noticing we're running quite low on spell points here, so I should be a bit more careful with. I think we're reasonably close to the end, aren't we? Maybe one or two more big groups. Let's get the archers in if we can. Oh crud, there's archers everywhere. Now what are you guys doing down there? Come on, play the game. I think it's just this group. Am I able to cast that? No. If I took the quicken off, I could. I think this is just a particularly long quest. I can still boost though, can't I? I should have been doing that.
The wall in the armory slides open.
We can,
making a
where is
booming
our
sound.
hat? Can use the Hood of Unrest for this last one. As far as I know, the Hood of Unrest, with the recent change, it went to a 10-minute cooldown, and then almost immediately they reset it to 1 use per rest,
The hobgoblin
which is
chieftain
as it
bursts out
should
of
be,
his throat.
because it was messing up the Gibber's blade as well, I
The
think,
hobgoblin chieftain slumps
from
to
what
the
I could
ground,
tell.
dead.
Do we want those? No, I don't think we do. Accuracy 2, that wouldn't be a bad little item for us to use, but I can't swap these glasses out, so we'll have to manage for now. And we'll be swapping to caster related gear in the near future, so I'm pretty pleased with how things are going. Alright, we're having help from Byron to just speed things up a little bit, but I'm fairly convinced. Oh, I've gone the wrong way again. I'm fairly convinced we could manage on our own on Elite with this strategy,
Small, squalid cave entrances dot the ravine walls.
which is pretty
These
nice,
must be the caves of chaos, where the
considering
cultists
it's
and
a
monster
melee
animals
strategy and we're
live
not
their
proficient
base.
with our weapon. I think this is the one where we can fall down the hole, isn't it? Don't particularly. Let's tell Byron to stay there. I think. I have a feeling he might fall down if we don't.
Kobold not even
Most of the
supposed to
kobolds
be here
scramble
today.
to defend their
God.
cave at the sight of you, while one of them
I went
lies
after him with the
spread.
dust. I think I got him.
You've stopped the runner, and not a moment has changed. Who knows what else the kobold troll might bring to bear against you?
Come on. Okay. Let's get Byron back in here and going the right way. God, these little corridors. Is there still one there? Yeah, there is. Throw the dust down there and everything's on the floor. That is beautiful. Nice. Okay, let's try the same here. You need to be on the floor. Happy days. Okay, take the key and off we go. As far as I know, one of those card cleansing things can drop from any chest in the game. So I'm seeing a sudden upsurge in people being keen to open random loot chests on account of that. Because if I think I'm right in saying the powers that be at the top of the game are prepared to pay. What are we doing here? Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I'm right in saying the people at the top of the game who are doing the card lottery on endgame gear are prepared to pay even an Otto's box in return for one of those card cleansing things. Go figure. Oh, poor Byron nearly died and we still haven't killed this character yet. A gross oversight on my part. Hopefully if we finish out now. Byron isn't actually dead yet, so hopefully he'll come with us. Or can we just... oh, we can send him a couple of... Oh, he's come back now, okay. I could have sent him a couple of healing bottles, couldn't I? Doing a mighty 3 hit points a time. Actually, I bet it's on account of our crappy positive spell power. Where are we? Where is the positive? 41, yeah, it's not exactly amazing, is it? That's something else, having that this SLA should do, because we can use the positive side of it for us and the negative to damage opponents. That should work super nicely. With Maximize and Empower on, it shouldn't matter what crappy positive power we have if we're still running such a bad one by them. Although we're going to need a nice negative one as well, aren't we? But same applies there. But Maximize and Empower is 225 spell power before you start with any spell power you have on the character, so that could be very useful. Oh, this only lasts for a minute or so. I hadn't seen that.
A burly minotaur stands behind a magical barrier, guarding a pile of treasure. Always more. Always
I think these first ones are bugged. They don't seem to move, are they? Just as I said that, that one moved. Okay. Come on, Byron, let's get stuck in. Oh, so we can spot the trap, but of course we can't disable it.
There must be more somewhere in the cave.
Come on then, bats, do your worst. At least on heroic, these bats are all one-shottable. Can you use... Oh, I didn't target it right. I was wondering if you could use dust on the bats like you can with a web with the ravens. Let's try it. No, I don't think it worked, did it? It should work on these though. Even on the boss there in the middle, straight down. Happy days. Look at that. Very tasty. So it really is more or less one spell fixes all, this, at the start. Rats, spiders, undeads, you name it, they're all susceptible to it. It's not like we've got loads of past lives or anything helping this. What is it, this one? This is a transmutation. Well, we've got nothing helping transmutation, have we? No, I think the only thing that helps transmutation is the Alchemist life itself. In terms of past lives, anyway. We do have this runic trinket giving +1 on all spell DCs, and we have a reasonable amount of intelligence helping us. It's so much nicer when the opponents don't hit back. Oh, the Hood of Unrest is still on a cooldown. Oh, I hadn't seen that. You don't see it displayed when you're not using the item. I can use it now though. So it is still on a 10-minute cooldown, but the cooldown isn't displayed properly. So it's a 10-minute cooldown and 1 use per rest. But at least now it's not spoiling the duration of the Gibber's Blade as well as it was doing. So far so good. Now if I did have an actual melee at this stage, I think between, do you know, why aren't I using potions of Cure Serious? Why am I messing about with this thing? Yeah, with an actual melee and potions of Cure Serious, we'd be hopefully scything through this content without the need for Byron's support. Okay.
As you walk deeper into the cave, you hear deep, guttural voices in the distance.
Let's try and hold the door here.
You notice a small iron key in the corner of the room. The stout iron lock on this door looks as though it would be impossible to pick.
Come on then.
The iron lock creaks as it opens. You hear hurried footsteps approaching.
Oh, rejected. We'll have a less of that.
The smell of meat cooking wafts tantalizingly down the corridor.
That's one thing we don't have yet. I should have got that out of the bank.
Silver in the far corner of this chamber.
The shield.
As the first lever is
I think
pulled,
that's one of the few things the Alchemist doesn't get. The immunity to magic missiles somehow. So we need that as a clickable ideally until we can find a better source of it.
the image of a small silver key is embossed on this surprisingly well-crafted lock. As the silver lock clicks open, you hear the muffled voices of bugbears ahead.
Happy days. Okay. Oh,
This door seems
what
to
have I
be
missed?
sealed by powerful
That's not
magic.
good. Did I miss something in here? Nope. It's always the same. In such a rush to get to the end, I obviously missed the lever.
As the second lever is pulled, you can hear the rumble of the sealed door sliding open.
Okay, fairly big group. I lost my boost there. It's gone on cooldown, but it hasn't triggered for some reason. My action boost. Don't know what happened there.
As you open the door, a massive bugbear growls and attacks.
That's something I would like to see changed. Yeah, we've seen it already. The Hood of Unrest, it is on a 10-minute cooldown, but it only is displaying when you actually wear it. If you're not wearing it, you can't see that timer. So as there, I tried seeing the one charge left. I tried to click onto it to use it there, and obviously couldn't. So that's a little bit of a pain.
The door to the treasury opens.
Happy days.
Satisfying click.
docent. Now I am... Oh, we don't need one for level 1. I think we have one for level 1 actually. I am keeping an eye on that because we do have an artificer life to do, and I'm not quite sure what we're going to do yet. If I get enough docents, we'll do it as either a melee or a caster. I'd prefer to do it as a caster to keep a bit of variety on the channel because we've got some melee bias coming. But I still think we can use the melee related ones and maybe do a paladin out of it. Maybe do the iconic blade forged at some stage. Purple, as I mentioned already, does have a paladin life, but it would be nice to do at least one more, to have done one on the channel, and also
have asked for your help dealing with 2 orc tribes that dwell
the
inside
10
this cave.
healing amp,
Judging
especially
from
for a
the report,
tanky
each
character,
direction
would come
leads
in
to a
quite
different
nice.
tribe's home.
This tripwire here, I spent ages missing it and having everything in the dungeon running towards me. Oh crikey, poor old Byron took a smash there. I'm sorry matey, I can't really help you with my meagre bottles. Although I think there is a shrine here. Yeah, something was handing out the crits there, wasn't it? Can we just tell you to use that, Byron? There you go. He's gonna rest there, okay. Don't you think you're gonna be getting away? No, no, no. Don't think we can knock anything flying down, so that's a note to self for the future. We can't knock down the mephit type things or the bats or that kind of thing with the fine dust. God, come back. It's one of the downsides of fear on the gear, I suppose. If you're in a tight spot, they leave you alone.
The lever clicks into
But
place, and the sound of grinding gears can
if
be heard somewhere in the cave.
you are wanting to just finish something off, then it's not a good idea because they're running away from you. I went the wrong way there, didn't I? I need to go through the secret door here. I don't know why I did that. I'm learning to stand next to a wall or a door when I want a heal from those bottles, because watch what happens if I'm not. You have to... Oh, it did, but it went forward. If you actually target yourself and then do it, you can be sure you'll get it then. Let's put some elemental resist on. After the mephits are almost all dead, that was clever. Are you... Oh no, okay, we'll just take... Oh, there's another lever to pull in here, isn't there?
Grinding gears can be heard once again as a gate opens somewhere in the cave.
Oh, 2 of them. Okay. Nope. I think we're down to the last one. So far, so good. I reckon we could have managed pretty well without Byron, especially if I'd have done what I should have done and put the potions of cure serious in. And just the owlbear one to go. I'm not sure I've ever done a heroic run through the Borderlands on the channel. I know I've done the epic version, because that's kind of a rite of passage on reaching epic, to go and get my ass kicked in the Borderlands, trying for the umpteenth time on Reaper and realising it's not a good idea. Okay.
Judging from the old bones scattered on the floor, something large and dangerous has lived in this cave for some time. But the flicker of torchlight ahead suggests that there have been some more recent arrivals.
Come on then. Now we do have, as well as the damage reduction, which you can see, getting us some 0 damage hits there, we do also have some armor class now from our past lives. Not a huge amount. 26 is by no means amazing, but 70% defense chance at level, so that's not terrible. And you can see there's been plenty of misses come up. We have, how many do we have? We have 6, I think now, martial past lives. So what does that equate to? Is that 12 extra AC at level 1? I think that's right. And then it goes up incrementally as we level. There's only the, as far as I know, there's only the PRR from the Divine past lives, which is just a flat 3 that you get, that doesn't scale with the level. Both the hit points from Primal and the armor class from Martial go up with the character's level, as far as I'm aware. The purists would say our Warlock tanky character will never have a meaningful armor class. I guess by that they mean a AC which would get some misses off an end boss at a higher level of the game. But I'll settle for having an AC that would get a few misses off the trash. More than happy to get that. Anything that helps a little bit, I'm quite happy for.
With the Beastmaster defeated, you must now confront the creature he tried to
I think that might be one of the reasons I prioritised some of the AC first. Because it does make, from experience, especially the earlier heroic lives, very much easier with the plethora of misses that you end up getting.
You can also see the nest of something much larger.
Another super use for the fine dust thing. Throw it back in again. Nice.
Beast into a weapon they could use against the residents of the valley.
Now we are going to be an acid alchemist. Not necessarily because I think that's the best way to go. It probably is actually for early leveling at least, because there's not much that's resistant to acid, unlike fire and cold, both of which you'd run into troubles. But I was an acid warlock with my main character for a long time, so I do have gear relevant to that, and so I think Purple, as he's using scraps and bits and pieces of leftover gear, he is going to be doing the acid, as that's the easiest way for me to do it, I think. Okay, I think that concludes the Borderlands. We'll take that as a mission successful, apart from the first one, which we might have been struggling in with the weight of numbers, the rest of them, looking at what happened in that last one, I think we could have managed relatively comfortably without Byron's help. Especially had I not done my little oversight and not got the proper potions in. You can get potions of Cure Serious usable from level 1 from the guild vendor in Kundarak, if you didn't know, and those in the first few levels are really decent compared to most other sources of heal that you could have. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. The plan is to go and take the level 3, and I really don't know actually. We seem to be doing alright at the moment like this. I'll take level 3 and see what kinds of spell options are available to us, because we don't seem to have an enormous amount of mana either. I'll see what's available, and if there's something that strikes me as reasonably okay, maybe we'll start switching to casting. If not, I might just carry on swinging the weapon for a level or two, because we're not doing too badly at it at the moment, are we? With this, the way this Fine Dust has been performing. So I will, I'll get to the harbour, take the level, see how the land lies, maybe do a couple of experiments and let you know how we go on. Thank you very much as always for looking, and I will speak to you next time. Take care.